Now, we're live. Yes, live from Jay's place. And we're talking
Barbershop Talk.
Yes, barbershop talk, where nothing is off limits and everything's on the table.
Everything's on the table. Barbershop Talk.
Come on, everybody. We're here at Jay's place.
Barbershop.
We're talking barbershop talk. Barbershop talk. Barbershop talk. Where nothing's off limits.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop talk. Barbershop talk. Barbershop talk. Everything's on the table.
Barbershop Talk.
Barbershop talk. Barbershop talk. Barbershop talk. Everything's on the table.
Barbershop Talk Live. We're live here at Jay's Place Barbershop, 1927 Olive Road. Listen, another special edition, another great day we're going to put together. Today is Wednesday, Barbershop Talk Live Wednesday. Listen, I'm urging you to keep calling your friends, keep calling your enemies, calling your church members, tell them to tune in to Barbershop Talk Live, another special edition we're putting together. Tonight is a night, I'm telling you, you need to tune in. But listen, before we get started talking to our guests tonight, I want to give a special shout out to the people behind the scene. The people behind the scene make this program what it is. I'm talking about my sponsors, my supporters. Some people say the people that pray for Barbershop Talk Live. I'm going to give a special shout out to Beverly's Body Butter. Beverly's Body Butter, she's right here in Augusta, Georgia. She has whipped scented shea butter. Whipped scented shea butter. Have all kind of flavors. Coconut, peach, mango, tropical paradise, and strawberry. Listen, they say it's good for your skin. It's good for your hair. Some people say it's good for pain. Give her a call at 706-564-5335. Again, that's 706-564-5335. Whip, scented shea butter. Listen, you have a TikTok? She got TikTok. Hit up on TikTok. Melon Queen 1976. That's my good friend Demetrius Johnson. Beverly's Body Butter right here in Augusta, Georgia. Barbershop Talk Live World also. Don't forget about my good friend Alan Odom. Are you still having a problem? Do you still have that problem with your yard? The problem with your trees getting maintained? Or you want to maintain your pond? Call Alan Odom with Pond Maintenance right here in Augusta, Georgia. Also, the number is 706-294-8493. The number again is 706-294-8493. Pond Maintenance right here in Augusta, Georgia. Call him up. Say, John told me about the deal, so we're going to get the great deal. Again, he maintain your pond, cut your grass, demolition work, or just tree removal. Again, that number is 706-294-8493. Alan Odom right here in Augusta, Georgia. Listen, Barbershop Talk Live World, we are in a situation, we got some things coming up in the CSOA, different events coming up, different programs coming up, so I urge you, and especially you, support what we got going on. We're doing a Color Purple. Color Purple is coming to Augusta, Georgia, Mini Theater, the Miller Theater on Broad Street. So please, man, please, sir, go to the website, get your tickets, support what we got going on. I said it, you heard me. Barbershop Talk Live is putting this event together. So again, the Color Purple, October the 3rd, October the 4th, and October the 5th at the Imperial Theater. I said the Miller, but the Imperial Theater. Again, Barbershop Talk Live urge you, and especially you, buy the ticket, support it. Again, I might sing a song. You never know. They got me on program. You never know. Barbershop Talk Live again. We can be everywhere. You never know when you'll see Barbershop Talk Live again. So keep watching, keep supporting, and we'll be here each and every Wednesday for you because the people want to know. People want to know what's going on. Barbershop Talk Live World, you didn't come to hear me. You didn't come to see me. You come to get into this conversation. What we got for you tonight, we're going to get into the LGBTQ community, let you know what's going on and how that community works. So Barbershop Talk Live World, if you want to get into this conversation, call us at 706-426-1533. Again, that's 706-426-1533. That's a live number. You can call to talk to myself or talk to our guests. Again, we want you to get into this conversation because, again, you want to know. The people need to know what's going on. So Barbershop Talk Live, without further ado, I want to introduce to some and present to others my good friend, Miss Danielle.
Hey, okay.
Yes. How you doing,
I
Danielle?
am wonderful. How
Listen,
are you?
in the middle, y'all know this guy. You've seen him many, many times all over the place, all over the CSOA. We're going to call him Tyrus Tillman.
Hello.
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. Good
to see you. Listen, all the way on the end. Look at this lady all the way on the end. That is none other than Britney Clarke.
All right.
What's up, Britney? You good?
Yes, how you doing?
Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, man, listen. Again, Barbershop Talk Live World, call us. Get into this conversation. LGBT community.
Yes.
That's what we're talking about tonight. Because again, there's some things I don't know. There's some things you might not know. But you need to get into this conversation. So again, I don't want you to be sitting on the sideline not knowing what's going on. So Barbershop Talk Live World, this conversation tonight, this show tonight is dedicated solely to that community, LGBT community, to see what's going on. And I want you to know. So please, ma'am, please, sir, call us 706-426-1533. If you don't want to call, put your comments or your questions or your concerns on the screen. We'll answer all questions, all comments. Nothing is off limits.
That's right.
That's what they told me.
Ooh, that's scary.
That's what they told me. They say nothing is off limits. We're going to talk about it.
That's right.
We're going to talk about it. So now listen. Now, first of all, before we get to this conversation, I already know. Danielle, I know. Tyrus, I know. Brittany, I know. Let me tell you what I know. I know who you are.
Right.
I did a little Googling. I talked to the people in the community.
Googleable.
Yeah, y'all are Googleable. I talked to the people in the community. I talked to folks at the church. I talked to the people at the bowling alley. I talked to everybody. So I did my homework.
Okay.
So the crazy part about it, I know who you are. But the people behind that camera, they don't know who you are. So Barbershop Talk Live World, I want to take a minute. Danielle, Tyrus, Brittany, just tell the people who you are.
All right. We'll start on. Start on Britt.
Gotcha.
Start on Britt.
We live. We are live.
Well, hello, I'm Britney, owner of Phenomenal Roofing and Construction. If you need a roof, hey, we can do the roofing, the fascia, the siding, the gutters, and, whatever you need, we can assist you in that. It's also an insurance claim. So that's who I am. I am 38. I know I don't look it, but I'm 38. I've been born and raised in Augusta, Georgia. So that's who I am.
All right.
Right.
All right. That's Brittany. Tyrus, you want
Brittany Clarke.
That's Brittany Clarke.
That's
Hello,
right.
hello everyone. I'm Tyrus Tillman of The Tyrus Tillman Show.
Okay.
All things entertainment is pretty much what I keep my hand in, and that's what my show, my business is all about. Tyrus Tillman Productions. Born and raised right here in Augusta, Georgia. Augusta is life. It's not the only life, but it is life. So I love everything about Augusta. I'm raising now 2 little beautiful girls. I have a 1-year-old, soon to be 2 on October 13th, and I have a 10-month-old who will be 1 on November 20th. So although we're talking about LGBTQ community, I'm sliding through all of the community. But anyway. But that's who I am.
Put some respect on his name. Put some respect
What's
on his
respect on
name.
that? What's the respect on that? There you go. I got you. Okay, now who are you?
I am Danielle Gaskinsglh, owner of Crazy Cakes Catering by Danielle. Been in business for 20 years. I am a wife of 11. Well, me and my wife been married for 4 years. Been together for 11. I have 3 children and 5 grandchildren. So I'm excited to be here.
Okay. Barbershop Talk Live World again. You heard who these people are. You heard who I am. I want you to get into this conversation. I said earlier before, we're talking to the LGBTQ community. We want to dive into this community and see how they function, how they think, how we don't know what's going on in the world because sometimes the stigma's there.
That's right.
Yeah.
The stigma's there, so we want to knock down the walls, knock down the barriers, so we have open discussion. Again, get into this conversation. This number is 706-426-1533. Again, that's 706-426-1533. Also, listen, my imperfect options. Listen, that Crazy Cakes. You see the people already tuning in. They already tuning in. Hey, what's up, Tanya? You doing all right?
Right.
Look at the hearts and the lights.
All right.
Barbershop Talk Live World again. Call us, get into the conversation, or just put a comment on the screen. We'll answer all of it. Again, we're live. So let's just dive into it because again we told the people who we are.
That's right.
Everybody know your faces.
Yeah.
So we want to just dive into this conversation. So Tyrus, let me start with you and the reason why I want to start with you because I contacted you first. I met you. I think I met you the first time at Jamie Barber SBA Awards.
SBAs, yeah.
And let me tell you, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this particular show is because of you.
Okay.
Because of you.
Okay.
And because when I saw you hosting that particular show and you captivated the crowd, you had everybody on the feet, all on the edge of the seat, just enjoying their night, enjoying themselves. Right. You just did your thing. And I was like, okay. So I didn't have the idea, what community you was in. I just saw you just
Me neither.
I'm just saying.
It's confusing, right? Okay.
But, you just did your thing, and then I was like, okay, so somebody said something. I said, oh, I didn't know.
Oh, by the end of the night, you were like, that boy gay. Oh, okay. Now I get it. Okay.
It makes sense.
Yeah, John, you know that boy gay.
But it was again, I just had to say something, and I gave me a card, and I said, okay, we get together, down the lines, all that. But now here's the crazy part about this whole conversation where we are now.
Okay.
So my mind was to do this particular show months ago.
Right,
Probably
right.
last year sometime.
Okay.
And everybody say don't do it.
Oh.
They say
Okay.
don't do it. And the reason
Okay.
why they say don't do it because this community is very, very sensitive. This community is so
They were saying that about the LGBTQ community
Right.
being sensitive and
right.
okay.
And if you do this particular show, you might get, hey, anything can happen, anything
Okay.
can go. And I
Okay.
said, no, I won't do
Wow.
all that. We just gonna have a great conversation about whatever. Man, you show now, John. I'm telling you, they're gonna be out there in the barber shop, picking in your shop, and do this, do all that. So don't go out there stepping on no toe. And I said, I really am not that type of person. We're just gonna have a conversation about what's going on because again, the people want to know.
That's
people
right.
need to know.
That's
People
right.
want to know.
Absolutely.
So let me go back to my question now, Tyrus.
Okay.
When you told us who you are and how long you've been doing what you've been doing, when I say doing what you've been doing in this community, I want to make sure I get my words correct.
Okay.
So in the community, what was the initial response? When I say response, let's go back. When I want to go back to the earlier childhood days.
Okay.
So let's go back to the young Tyrus.
Okay.
The 10, 8, 9-year-old Tyrus.
Right.
So here's a question on the floor. Can some people say, I heard this 1,000 times, can some people say I was born that way?
I think some people can absolutely say that, and I think that's true
Okay.
for a lot of people, right?
Okay.
I can't say that I have a coming out story because I
Okay.
never came out. I never struggled with my identity and never felt trapped, in a body that didn't feel like it was organically mine, right?
Okay.
For me, I've just always had the luxury of just being myself, and
Okay.
what that means for me is anything that I've wanted to do, I've been able to do, not feel like I needed to label myself or that I needed to, have an identity to explain to others to get like a validation, right?
Okay.
I've always had the luxury to just be myself, right? So when I think back to being a child, I've just always been this charismatic, funny, high energy, full of life, personality.
Okay.
My family embraced that. They
Okay.
encouraged me to just be my authentic self.
Okay.
And I just happened to learn that meant that I was gay. And what I mean by that is, the feelings that I had, the attractions that I had.
Okay.
Way back to, I remember being 7 years old and having a crush on a boy, and we would, play fight and all that
Right.
kind of stuff.
Right.
And, the what they call it, puppy love kind of thing going on.
Okay,
And
okay.
people would say, how could you know that at 7? Well, that I didn't know that meant that I was gay or
Okay.
what that interest in him meant. I just knew that was what I felt. That was what we did. And that was me.
Okay. You never know, because I'm thinking you just can't be born like that. When I say I'm thinking in my early years.
Yeah.
When the stigmas are out, when you're talking about people coming out the closet and all that kind of stuff. I said, well, God say you was born like that?
Right.
You telling the older generation, I was born that way. So it's almost like it's confusing a little
Well,
bit.
and don't get me wrong, that's been a major contradiction, I think, sometimes for me
Okay.
because of how I was raised in a Christian-based household, right?
So was I.
Coming from a hyper-Christian religious family, right? With plenty of ministers and ordained pastors and ministers and so forth, and religion being so embedded into who I was raised as, right? And how I was raised, rather. It's almost like they would not understand someone being gay. And so I understand being from a generation where that wasn't something that people could grasp that understanding of, right?
Okay.
Being gay means that it was a reaction to something.
Absolutely.
Something
Yeah.
happened to
Yeah.
you. You
Right.
saw this.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
you didn't have enough men in your life.
Right.
And, for the
Right.
men, at least, for the gay
Right.
men and boys, right?
Right.
Was that they didn't have enough manly, influences in their life. All of those things are debunked when it comes to me in my life because I had a lot of strong black straight men
Right.
in my family, in my upbringing. I didn't see what we now know as society, would label and call gay. I didn't see that growing up. I didn't see images of gay. I didn't know. Of course, we had women, who were gay, who were lesbian, who were studs,
Right.
who I knew that dressed masculine,
Right.
right? There wasn't a label for that that I knew, at least at the time. Of
Right.
course,
Okay.
the older I got, I realized what some of those things my aunts and my uncles and my grandma were calling those type of
Right.
women. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Or those type of men, who did hair and had finger waves and so forth.
Yeah.
There were
Right.
things that they called them.
Right.
I didn't attach that to a lifestyle or to an orientation. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
It was just people. That's what they called them.
Right.
Now for me to be a part of that community,
Right.
right, and learn that, these things, there's titles, there's labels and so forth. There's meaning
Right.
to these things that I feel. There's meaning and titles to what I see and so forth. But coming from a generation where my parents were born in the 50s, raised in the 60s and 70s, I was born in 87, so,
Okay.
raised in the 90s, you know what
Right.
I'm saying? I just didn't see a lot of what we see in society now.
Right.
So, for me, people perish for the lack of knowledge, right? People right now are walking around disliking folk
That's right.
for no other reason than they don't understand who they are and why
it.
they are the
That's
way that
it.
they are, right?
Okay.
And so I think that's kind of how we end up where we are today, was just trying to let people know we're the same people that you worship next to, that
Okay.
you
Yes.
travel with on
Okay.
and everything in between. So yeah.
So let's go back to the letters, and we said earlier it is LGBTQ.
Okay.
Yes.
Everybody take a letter. No.
Oh, look, we got Bobby watching. Hey, Bobby, what's going on, Bobby?
What's
Look,
up?
look at that. So
I'm still part of the LGBT. I'm a hybrid. Gang.
so Tyrus, let me ask this question now. Out of those letters we just named, what is your category now?
Bisexual now.
You're bisexual. Okay, so now bisexual in those words mean it's just
Men and women.
Men and women.
Men and women. Gay would be one particular gender.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you go both ways.
I do.
Okay.
Well, all the ways
Okay.
at this point, John. How deep you want me to go? I mean, shit.
We are live on Barbershop.
We're gonna take it.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, so you're about to take it there.
bisexual means that, men and women.
Men and women.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Barbershop Talk Live World again. We are talking to the LGBT community again. We want to make sure that you understand what's going on in this community, what's going on in their thoughts and your thoughts, so we can all come together on a common call to get to know their ideas, know their feelings, and where they're coming from, and also where we're coming from. It's not a one-sided. We just need to have the discussion. Now, Brittany, let me ask this question to you, because looking at the panel, it seems to be you the youngest out of the panel.
She and
Yes.
I are the same age.
Maybe.
Oh,
We're
well,
both 38.
I said that when I introduced myself, I look younger than I am.
okay.
I'm
So-
38.
So let's categorize you the youngest on the panel.
Okay.
So by you being the youngest on the panel, the question on the floor is, what was your thoughts, and what was the atmosphere at a young age coming out in your situation?
So I grew up in a Christian family as well. So my grandma was not with, because my mom was actually a lesbian, but she couldn't explore that because the family would treat her a type of way. So she experienced, she had me,
Okay,
and she
okay.
had more.
Okay.
But after everything was said and done, she was actually able to live in her true skin.
Okay.
So I never knew. My little sister knew. She picked up on everything, but I was just clueless.
Okay.
I was like, not my mom. She got my dad. She got.
Right.
So I didn't come out. I actually went ahead and tried the boyfriend thing, the marriage. No, I didn't get married, but he
Right.
tried to marry me. The kid, I tried that, and I found out it wasn't for me.
Okay.
So a lot of people say you can't knock something till you try it.
Right.
So I tried.
You tried it. Okay.
My pickup line.
I tried it. So I tried it.
Okay.
I tried it, and then it was. I'm not going to tell the whole story, but
Okay.
it was a situation where I got caught slipping.
Okay.
And the young lady turned me out.
Okay.
And in that moment, I was like, I'm never going back.
Okay.
So when I was coming out, it was more so everybody wanting to tell everybody my business. I couldn't tell nobody my own situation. It's
Right.
like everybody, oh my God, Britney is this. All the family is doing the most, and
Right.
I really didn't have a coming out. Everybody told for me.
Okay.
My mom, she accepted me because she was also
Right.
a lesbian. So
Okay.
it was like everything was like totally cool with her.
Okay.
My dad, on the other hand, it was harder for him because, deacon
What-
and, he's in
Now-
the church and
okay.
all this.
Here's the crazy part about what you just told us. Your mom, you said, was a lesbian, but she had all you all. So was your mom considered to be both ways?
That's a good question. So I would go with, I could say bisexual for her.
Okay.
And most people say I'm bisexual too, but I would say, in this moment right now, I'm not. So
Okay.
I can only speak my truth as in right now.
Okay.
Everybody, like your truth maybe years ago was I'm gay.
Okay.
Now your truth is I'm bisexual. So sometimes it changed, but the thing about love and whatever makes you happy, it doesn't matter about the gender.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more so about how someone makes you feel and how attracted are you to that person. Because if I'm looking at you, I'm not physically attracted to you, you're not going to do nothing for me anyway.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Barbershop Talk Live. I told you it's gonna get hot. It's gonna get crazy. It's gonna be a conversation. You need to put some pen to the pad and we get your questions, get your answers ready. Because look at it. My options. Willie Rice. Look at the Barbershop Talk. Miss Tink. Bobby, listen, thank you for tuning in to this special edition of Barbershop Talk Live. Keep watching. You got some questions? Look at it. Say, Baha. Bobby, what it means when you say caught slipping? There's a question to Bobby.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah, I can answer that. I mean,
Okay.
open book, really. I just don't want to take over the show.
We got time. We got time.
So, what happened was the guy that I was dating at the time ended up getting locked up.
Okay.
And he got locked up for a long period of time.
Okay.
And I was sad. I was crying.
Okay.
And my friend, she was my friend.
Okay.
At the time, she was like, come over, a couple of drinks.
Right.
Okay.
Next thing I know, my life has changed.
So,
That's the
well,
Yeah, that's PG-13.
tapping in. Okay.
My life changed forever.
so Bobby, he just wanted to know what it means caught slip. So
Yeah,
that's how you got
slipping.
caught slipping.
Yeah, that was her catching me slipping.
So basically, you didn't know she was gay.
I knew she was bisexual.
Bisexual, okay.
But I didn't think she would ever do that. She never came on to me in no type of way. It was always like friendly, very friendly,
Okay.
type of situation.
Okay. All right.
Bam.
So look at that. Loving the show thus far. Thank you, Bobby. Listen, I appreciate you for tuning in. So now, Danielle, let's come to you.
Okay.
Let's come to you because you're more of the seasoned person in this discussion. So
Right.
so when I say seasoned, you've been married. Or
Right.
you're still
I
married.
am married,
You're
yes.
still married.
Yes.
So now let's go back to the earlier days. 11 years you've been married.
Uh-huh.
So now when you how can I put it? How did you bring it to the family?
So for me, again, I was brought up in a Christian home. My father was actually a pastor.
Okay.
And so around maybe about 12 or 13, I told a friend of mine, I say, I think I'm gay. She say, why? Because I like watching women's butts.
Okay.
She said, Danielle,
Okay.
you just a butt watcher. You ain't gay. So, 12 or 13 years old, I was attracted. Like, I like to watch women walk away. So she was like, girl, that's normal. So
I didn't know that. I
right.
didn't Google that.
So I'm like,
A lot of women do, even straight women. They
right.
say,
So
Okay.
so she said, you're not gay, you just like butt watching. So, but I feel like I connected with women more.
Okay.
But because it was politically correct for me to be in a relationship with a guy, because my father was a pastor. Once I reached a certain age and I came out, so to speak, I talked with my dad and I said, Dad, I like women. His first question to me was, did someone bother you? Because it was almost like, well, did something happen? Did I not see something? No, none of that.
Wow.
I never thought when I was about maybe 16 or 17, my first experience with a female, I couldn't really see myself waking up with a woman every day, and so I was bisexual. I like men, but I like women. But I felt like I connected more with women.
Okay.
So connected emotionally more with women. With men, it was more physical.
Okay.
The men to pay the bills, they help out. But as far as a connection, it was more so my connection with females. And then, again, my dad didn't accept it. When I got married, my dad didn't walk me down the aisle. I had a meeting with him and I said, Dad, can you not make my day about you and just walk me down the aisle? Not saying that you agree with this, but just as my father showing up for me. And he didn't. So what I had to do was find some acceptance and say, you know what? I respect how you feel.
Yeah.
Because I'm not trying to make you accept who I am and what it is that I'm doing, And so my dad, he accepts my lifestyle. I'm not saying that he agrees with it. He loves my wife. We go over for the holidays, and it's that. I know, he said, well, Danielle, you was taught right from wrong. So for him, in his mind, he feels like you were taught right from wrong, but what you continue to do now is up to you. It's on you.
Okay.
So it's been hard with certain family members, Some people pick and choose when they want to accept you being gay.
Okay.
When you want my money, you can take my money, but then when it's it's certain things, some family members chose not to come to the union, nonetheless, I felt like you're missing out on a part of my life.
Okay.
And I respect it, I've seen people, because I don't just look gay. My wife is more of a masculine presenting female.
Okay.
So when we go places, they assume that she's gay, but not me.
Yeah.
So in the workplace, in the professional setting, people will accept me with open arms.
Okay.
But then they're like, I've worked for doctors, and they're like, my wife sent me flowers. Oh, your husband sent you flowers? No, my wife. My wife, your wife, yes. So it's like, but I allow people to be where they are. How you feel is how you feel. I had a supervisor. She was like, man, people don't know if they want to be with a man or a woman.
Right.
you don't have to change your mind because you find out that I'm a lesbian.
Wow.
You can still feel like you feel, and I
That's right.
respect how you feel
Yeah.
because that's how you feel. And I can still rock with you and be friends with you because that's your opinion and how you feel.
Exactly.
So, you know, me coming out was one of those things. I had to be true to me.
Okay.
And then later in life, you know, I have 3 adult children.
Okay.
And like I said, 5 grandchildren that I love dearly. But my connection, like I said, been with this woman 11 years. And before my wife and I were together, I was with another female.
Okay.
So, you know, the connection with men, not so much for me.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So let me ask this question now, Danielle. This seems to me this whole panel was in a Christian house.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Preachers, deacons,
That's right. Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
So now, if my grandma was here,
Yes.
if you know my grandma was here, you got an idea what my grandma would say.
Maybe so. Yeah.
So she would probably say that it's damnation.
Right.
You're going to hell.
Right.
And she always will say you're going to bust hell wide open.
Okay.
Because that ain't what God told us.
Yes.
You just you all sinful.
Right.
This ain't right. So now, how can you explain that to your dad? And he's a preacher. He's up in the pulpit, he's bringing the word, he's conveying the word. Now, how can you really convince him that what you're saying and what you're doing is okay, Dad?
So for me, when the book says, because the Bible also says, get to know me for yourself, right? Study
Okay.
for yourself. So for me, when my higher power, the God that created me, says he knows the number of hairs on my head.
Okay.
So I feel like he created me in his own image. You know, I'm a lesbian. I'm confident with that. And I feel like, you know, I accept, you know, like, you know, I talk with God. It's not okay, well, you share how you feel. Mm-hmm. A lot of, I feel like in the lesbian and the gay lifestyle, the biggest thing is acceptance within parents a lot of times, because the information that they had was, is wrong, God ain't gonna bless that, and
Right.
that's just it.
Right.
So for me today, I feel like, you know what, I love my child, so I can love my child through whatever it is. Okay, whether they're getting in trouble, whether they're gay or lesbian, you know, I love them through that. So my father is one that feels like, you know, okay, hey, you're going to hell. That's the
Right.
bottom line. That's
That's
just being straight up.
Right.
But again, through reading the Bible, with my understanding, you know, and finding that, you know what, God loves me, he accepts me where I'm at, and I just have a peace with that,
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
so, yeah.
Okay. Barbershop Talk Live World, again, I urge you to get into this conversation. Call us, 706-426-1533. Again, that number is 706-426-1533. Listen, to all the folks that's logging on, Emily, Washington, my perfect officer, she's smiling, got the hearts and got the likes. Who's this? Crazy Cakes? Look at them.
Yes.
They talking about you. Miss Walker, Crazy Cakes, look at they still talking about the Crazy Cakes. Barbershop Talk Live, thank you for tuning in. This conversation is going to get heated. It's going to get more interesting, I'm telling you. So please, man, please, sir, don't go nowhere. Put your question and comments on the screen. We'll make sure we answer any and all questions. Danielle, nothing is off limits.
Yeah.
Nothing is off limits.
We're going to talk about it. So now, Tyrus, let me come back to you, because, again, when I look at you and I look at the people that how would you say it? The gay men.
Okay.
Now, when I look at you, I can't really see that. You don't put it out as much.
Your favorite is off a little bit.
Let me tell you why I say that. But let me tell you why I say that.
Okay.
Because some of the guys I see got the nails. I see some of them got the eyebrows, got the wigs and all that. So
You're a typical gay.
right. So you're doing,
Yes,
in my
that's
mind,
good. That's
and
good.
maybe other people's mind, you're doing too much.
I got you.
If you're gonna be gay, just be gay. Don't go over the top. Don't let everybody see all these lashes and all this short skirts and heels. In my mind, you might be just doing too much.
Okay.
And again, now remember now, Tyrus, I don't want to know. The people want to know.
I got you.
Right,
And let's
right,
talk about
right.
it.
So are we?
Absolutely.
So is some of the guys just doing too much? If you're gonna be what you're gonna
So
be.
I think that anything that makes someone feel comfortable in their own skin and their life, and they're happy with that, it can never be too much. You can never do too much for you.
Okay.
And it's never for me to convince you
Okay.
that what I'm doing is not over the top or
Right.
X, Y, Z. Because I think that's a part of, I think, the issue in the community at large is
Okay.
that folks think that they have to accept what someone else is doing, X, Y, and Z.
Right.
And that's not true. No one's
Okay.
looking for that validation. Those folks who wear the nails and the lashes and the tracks and all that, that's what they want to do. That's what makes them who they are.
Right.
Okay.
And so whether I do it or not doesn't mean that I disagree or agree with it. It ain't for me
That ain't
to
for
agree
you.
or disagree with. You
Okay.
get what I'm saying?
Okay.
However, I'm going to respect that that's what makes you feel comfortable in your own skin and who
Okay.
you are and X, Y, Z. Has it ever been for me? Absolutely not.
Okay.
However, that's again just one of those personal things,
Yeah,
right?
that's not
It
you.
makes me no different because at the end of the day, I'm gay, they're gay. You know, we just do things differently. It's no different than two straight men. You might wear a bald head. This one, you know, wear a toupee.
Right.
That's right. That's
You've
right.
accepted that you're
That's it.
going bald or
That's
went
right,
bald,
yeah.
and it ain't ever coming back.
Right.
Yeah.
However, this
That's right.
guy may not feel comfortable presenting himself in his natural, you know, way, you know, to
Okay.
folks and so forth. So he adds the enhancements and so forth.
Right.
What you might think to him is, man, he doing too much. I ain't
Right.
no way I get no toupee.
Right.
If it's gone, it's just gone.
That's
Right.
right.
Well,
Yeah.
it's no different.
It's no different.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I love how you
Okay.
do that.
Okay. Now, Brittany, let me come to you because now, what would you categorize yourself as in the community?
Lesbian.
Lesbian. Okay.
Absolutely.
So so now in your relationship, you are considered the man or the woman, or is it? How am I going? Am I going right?
No, come on.
Okay.
listen.
So are you considered what they call it, the stud?
Yes, I'm considered the stud,
Okay.
but I am. I'm dual, so I balance both energies.
Okay.
So I'm more in tune with the masculine, obviously.
Okay.
But another reason why I like to present myself more masculine to keep people that may be attracted to me if I were to wear feminine clothes away.
That's deep.
Oh, I see. Okay. See.
So
Okay.
I did that for my piece. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm comfortable with what I have on because I like to be comfortable.
Okay.
But how I present myself is more so I'm more masculine, so I want to attract a more feminine energy. That's what I like, the
Yeah.
feminine, healed, divine energy.
That's right.
Okay.
Come on now.
Okay. I got you. I would. I like where you put that.
But
Yes.
when it comes to that, of course, I'm more masculine because she's feminine. She's soft. She wants to be. She don't want to take the trash out. She ain't got to take the trash out. I'll take the trash out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just
So-
be soft.
so
Keep your
it-
nails clean, baby.
Okay, so you telling the people at Barbershop Talk Live World, you dress this way to keep the potential guys away.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons, but also to let the women know, like I'm masculine presenting because that's more of the energy that I portray. Like that's more of who I am, more of a masculine person. I'm more of the leader. I'm more of the person that's going to be the protector, the provider, all of that. That's just something that I naturally was as the only child. So that's something that I'm naturally being. It's not like I'm forcing myself to be something. It's like I'm naturally that person. And I like to attract a naturally soft woman.
I need some notes. Listen, Emily, self-care is powerful word, self-love. Emily, I appreciate what you're doing. Listen, who's this? Tink, do you think your family and friends accept you or
Except you, I
tolerate you?
tolerate you.
Okay.
Woo.
Who want to tackle that one?
You know, I will say, I genuinely feel that my entire family and all of my friends accepts who I am and accepts me. I think that there are pockets of people, though, out in the community and in society that just tolerates me.
Okay.
And I say that because I think that those who are around me, like I can genuinely tell and sense energies and so forth. So I know the difference, right?
Right.
And when I think about being tolerated, like I've been in corporate America for a very long time, since I was, 18, 19 years old, literally Fortune 500 companies and, suit and tie and being in boardrooms and so forth and having conversations with people and supervisors and VPs and so forth. I know that in some of those instances, I was tolerated.
Right.
They couldn't take from me what I knew, what I could do,
Right.
the numbers and, so forth that I can produce. But at the end of the day, like when it came to my lifestyle, they never wanted to talk about anything. If I mentioned anything about, being a homosexual or any of that, like they would change the subject. I could see them get uncomfortable
Right,
and uneasy in
right.
their seat. That let me know that they
Okay.
tolerated me. They respected me as a person, at least I feel, because I never truly felt disrespected. But yeah, in that sense, I think that's where you're tolerated versus accepted. But in my family and my friends, absolutely.
Okay. Barbershop Talk Live. Listen, we got Art Sellers. He's tuning in. Corey Green's tuning in. Listen to Cast from Hell. What?
You said this one hell of a cast.
Oh, okay.
The cast
Okay.
from hell now. Y'all already trying to send us.
Listen, I'm enjoying the I'm enjoying the show thus far. It's gonna be crazy in the second half. But Barbershop Talk Live World, please keep tuning, coming up with your questions, with your comments. Again, call us if you want to call us. 706-426-1533. Again, that number is 706-426-1533. What Emily said, people shouldn't have to accept your lifestyle. Just as that they respect who I
am,
and I respect. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
That's
That's
true.
it. Yeah.
That's
that
true.
makes sense.
Okay. Now, Danielle, let me come at you now. You have been visible all over the CSOA for the past years, for a long time. And when I say that, I'm talking about Crazy Cakes.
Absolutely.
So you've been doing marvelous work. I've seen your stuff on Facebook. I've seen you all over the different events, doing your different things, right? So now, what is the job with that related to your lifestyle? When I say that, have you had some resistance to the point where now once they find out you in this world or in this community, they say, well, we got somebody else, or we don't really need, So do you have any resistance in that world? Because again, now that you out, and so somebody that might not know that you do this for a living and make this your job, now they find out your lifestyle, and your wife come with you to the events, they say, oh, that's your wife, oh, well, we won't need her no more.
Right.
Have you ever experienced some of that?
I think I have once earlier in my career, through talking, and I had a young lady who was deeply into the church, so, she came up with, hey, we're going to move in a different direction, which I definitely respect that.
Okay.
On the flip side of that, being that I am in the community, I have a lot of people that are in the community that support me, and they're looking for someone that's in the community to support. So, I've experienced it from both ends.
Okay.
But I haven't had any issues so much, so they're, not
Okay.
so much.
All right, now, Brittany, I got to swing back over to you now because, again, I'm looking at you as the youngest on this panel. And the youngest on this panel, I want to ask the question because, well, you know what? Sometimes my mind is very, very, look, you know what? Let me go to commercial break. Because I got a question for you.
Come on, it's up to you.
Barbershop Talk Live, we got to pay a bill. Can I pay a bill?
Pay a bill.
I got to pay a bill.
You got it because I ain't got nothing on it.
Barbershop Talk Live, listen, we're going to pay a bill, so I want you to watch my good friend Albert Wright. He's coming up on the screen, let you know about his business. He specializes in social health, your mental health, specializes in massages, therapeutic massages. So watch the screen. We'll be back in 2 minutes. My good friend Albert Wright.
Hello and welcome. Here at the Right Bodywork and Wellness, we provide you with bodywork you can rely on to increase body improvement. WBW provides free consultations to better understand the reasoning for your visit. When a client experiences a WBW massage, they can expect it to be thorough and thought through. The massage is customized to each session. Muscles are handled with care, specifically and individually stretched. Creating a wellness vision to sustain a space of personal comfort, relaxation, and a state of well-being for clients that may endure. With over a dozen different modalities to fit your needs, so we can ensure a quality and well-addressed service. We provide excellent services to athletes and clients of all ages in need. If interested, call or visit the website to schedule your appointment today.
Barbershop Talk Live, we're back. That's my good friend Everett Wright. Again, he's right here in Augusta, Georgia. I hope you had a chance to watch what he's doing, get his contact information, follow him on the website. Again, my good friend Everett Wright, right here in Augusta, Georgia, specializing in your muscle therapy, relax therapy. Again, give him a call, go to his website, and get a chance to sit on that sofa and get some great service. Again, Barbershop Talk Live, again, we are back live with our special guest, Ms. Danielle Gaskins. Doctor, can I call him Doctor?
Reverend Doctor.
Reverend Dr. Tyrus, Tillman, and also on our end, we got Ms. Britney Clarke. We're on this discussion of the LGBTQ community.
Yes.
Again, this is a live discussion. I urge you to get into this conversation because this is a conversation that needs to be had.
Yes, it does.
This is the conversation that we need to get it out on the table because sometimes we just don't know. We make assumptions.
That's some good questions.
So,
That's right.
Yeah, they've
we
been
got,
asking
what we say? What we got? Who think we say men need to know?
That's true. That's really good.
I missed the question. Men need to know that studs are not trying to be a man.
Yes.
Studs are dominant women
Pieces.
who know what they are, know that they are women. Oftentimes, men get misconstrued.
That was
Absolutely.
a great point too because
Yeah.
when you asked Britney, you was like, "So, are you the man or the woman in a relationship?" she's a woman, so there is no
Right.
being the man in the
Right.
relationship.
It's a masculine. It's an
Absolutely.
energy. That's all it is.
Aggressor, more so the aggressor, because
Yeah.
in my relationship, so I am a feminine female, right? Physically feminine female.
Okay.
But I am an aggressive femme. You know, so, you know, I am an aggressor, but my wife is the dominant in a sense.
More masculine.
Okay.
Right, she's more masculine, but, you know, I am an aggressive, you know, femme, but I'm very, you know,
Okay.
very feminine.
Okay. I tell you, if you ain't got your tape recorder ready, shame on you. We got some more questions we got to put on the table. Now, Brittany, before we went to commercial break, I got to bring a question to you. And the problem that I have sometimes, I think I have a pretty good memory.
Okay.
I try to remember a lot of things, Tyrus. I try to make sure, but sometimes I forget.
That's right.
So I had to jot these questions down. So I'm gonna let you see one of the questions I'm gonna ask if you don't mind.
Okay.
So I try to be truthful with the panel. So here's a question I'm gonna bring to the floor. You know, you mind go to question 6 or question 7? Which one you wanna do?
I don't see no questions.
Okay, we're gonna go to 7.
That was cool.
Barbershop Talk Live. She say she wanna go to question 7, so we're gonna go to question
So I
7.
said, I ain't gonna lie for you.
You see question 7? We're gonna go to question 7.
Yeah.
So here's question 7, Brittany. Again, you being the youngest on the panel, is it? I'm still with that in your mind type stuff. I'm still with in your mind.
In your mind.
Yeah. So is it in your mind to the point where you're going through a fad, you're going through a phase, you're gonna grow out of this? I mean, you know, because again, you're the youngest. You know, so when I say the youngest, you know, age wise, so maybe after 6 months, a couple years, maybe you've got tired of all this hard looking life, this
Hard looking.
again,
Hard looking life. Oh,
this
wow.
what the people say now. This
Me?
the people.
Oh, okay.
This the
Just
people.
in general.
This the
Okay.
people.
Oh.
So can we say that it's just a
That's
fad?
another question.
This a fad you're going through. This is something that's gonna pass over.
Okay. So here's the thing.
Now remember, Brittany, I don't want to know. The people want to know.
Okay, yeah. So let me talk to the people.
Talk to the people.
So that was a loaded question, so we can break that down.
Okay.
So you're like, okay, is this a fad? This a phase that you're going through?
Right.
I think the phase that I was going through was with men. That was my phase.
Yes,
That was your phase, okay.
yes,
I went through that phase. I
Okay.
experienced that phase. And, you know, it is what it is, you know.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So as you develop into who you are, like really find yourself, be your true authentic self.
That's right.
You don't do that phase and all that. You really truly be who you are.
Yes.
And you don't care what nobody
That's right.
say, how
That's
they
right.
feel.
Absolutely.
I couldn't care less. Like back in the day, I cared
Oh, yes.
Right.
You're young.
because I really wasn't even myself.
The younger
I couldn't even really
Yeah.
be myself. I couldn't really express myself. I couldn't wear the clothes I wanted to wear. I couldn't do my hair the way I wanted to wear it. I couldn't be myself. So that was the phase.
Okay.
Now,
Yes.
It's good.
this is me.
It's
This
you.
is truly who I am.
Okay.
And I embrace who I am. And the fact that I do, I attract people that embrace who I am.
Okay. Okay. Barbershop Talk Live. You heard it from her herself again. Be who you are.
That's it.
It doesn't matter what the other people think.
Don't
Just be
matter.
who you are.
Absolutely.
Now, Danielle, listen. Let me go back. She said that's right. Tink said that's right. Monique Walker says, question for Brittany. As a what I say?
As a mask presenting woman.
Do you run the issue?
With only roofing construction business, sort of the one that he put.
Yeah. As a man respecting your authority.
And respecting you in the industry.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Want to ask that?
Absolutely. And you know what? I love it.
That's right.
Okay.
It's orgasmic for me.
Yeah.
Like, because
I caught that.
no, it really is. I love it because I deal with it every day. I deal with it every day.
Okay.
And they know it's me coming. And they're like, oh, you're going to be the one. You're going to get on the roof. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. It's a male-dominated industry.
Yes.
And I'm coming in there and I'm shaking it up.
Taking over.
So they're like, they're happy to see me,
That's right.
especially
That's
black
right.
men.
That's
They're
right.
happy to see me. Black women, oh my God. Why hasn't this always been the case? Because immediately when they see me, guards go down.
Okay.
Because I've seen it on both sides. Because one of the main reasons I started my own construction company is because when I was working with the men in their businesses, helping them build their business, I'm the one closing all the deals. They didn't want to put me in as a partner because of my sexuality.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. I'll build my own
it.
because I'm building yours anyway.
That's right.
I'm the one closing the deal. So yes, absolutely. I still deal with it even though I'm the face of the company.
Okay.
But the thing about it, I can break the ice easier. And what I mean by breaking the ice, I build a rapport faster than a man can because because they're looking at their wife in it. The husband is checking their wife in it. The wife is like, let her in.
Yeah.
We're sitting in the living room laughing and talking. They didn't forget that this is a lesbian. You know what I'm saying? This lady is
Right.
Oh, you're the one on Facebook, you know, and then they love me. So get to know me for who I am, not for who you think I am, and the stereotypical things that people put out there. Get to know us for who we are, because 9 times out of 10 you're gonna love us, because we're gonna give it to you real. We ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing for you.
Right.
We have nothing to hide.
Right.
If you can actually dress and be who you are, what are you hiding?
Yes.
Some of the most transparent and open and honest people I know are part of this community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you know, now one
Nothing
thing
to hide
I
in
would say, pick it back up what you're saying now, Tyrus. I had worked with some gay men before, different jobs I had. They're the hardest working guys on the job.
Yeah.
They there all day. They come early. They leave late.
You know why?
I mean,
you have to.
Well, you got to. You got to work hard.
Because you have to prove yourself. You have to work harder. You
Right.
have to prove that you're no different than the next,
Right.
and you end up working harder than the next.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'd experienced that. What you're saying. So Danielle, let me come back to you now. Again, we're looking at the longevity of it.
Right.
You've been in it for a while. You've been married for many years. You and your wife been together for all these years.
Yes.
And you are deeply in love.
Absolutely.
But now, what's the question to the floor is, what would you tell a young lady that's trying to think about this relationship, get into a relationship with another woman? What would be some of the advice to tell that young girl? Say a 16-year-old girl that's not really sure, but she said, "Well, Danielle, I think that's where I am." So, what would you tell that young lady to say? You present it to the point where it's going to be okay, you'll be fine, or she's still on the fence. So, what kind of advice would you give a young girl?
So I think,
Was that a loaded question?
I think, well, it's one. So I feel in today's society with the teenagers finding their way.
Okay.
So for me, when you have someone 11 or 12 and they feel like they like the same sex, you don't know what you like yet.
Exactly.
You still,
I agree with
you're
that.
still learning yourself.
Yes.
So I don't feel like, okay, hey, you're 11 and you want to be in this relationship. I mean, so I feel like you're just getting to know yourself. So for me, it's one of those things. Like, I have a friend of mine, her daughter came to me and she say, I want to tell my mom I don't like boys. So I referenced her back to her mother. Hey, have a conversation with your mom. Because parents will shut their kids down, want to disown them because of the lifestyle. Now, your kid ain't out here getting in no trouble, bothering nobody, nothing. But when they come, you shut them down. Nope, it ain't right. God said, and that's the end.
Okay.
So I feel like what I would like to see from parents is just being a little bit more transparent and open to just listen, because you want your children to come and talk to you.
Yes.
So when you shut them down and you like, nope, I don't want to hear that, that's it, then you pushing them out there in the street. So the thing is, like, at least listen and make your children feel comfortable enough to come to you and to share with you, like, hey, this is, and again, my dad was the same. Danielle, nope, I ain't accepting this. I don't like this. But now my father loves me, and I never doubted that. But he didn't like the lifestyle that he felt like I chose, But the thing is, the person that I've grown to love, I love my wife. We have a solid relationship. My dad accepts me. He loves my wife. He accepts our relationship, but he still doesn't agree with it. But, he say, Danielle, I feel like you all are good for each other.
Okay.
That's nothing I ever thought my dad would say ever in life.
Okay.
It's not that he's saying, hey, come on here, I love you. I love the lifestyle, but I love you.
Yeah.
And that's all I wanted him to do. You don't have to walk me down the aisle because you accept the fact that I'm a lesbian marrying another woman. I just want you to be happy for me because I'm happy. I'm in a healthy relationship. I'm not being mistreated. You got some people would rather their child be with a man and be beat on and be mistreated.
Come on.
Not saying all men do that.
Yeah.
Yes, you would rather for your child to be used and abused as
Just
long
to
as
do
they're
right.
with someone of the opposite sex. But if they find happiness with someone that's in the same sex, then it's like, well, no, you just, you rather disown your children. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Barbershop Talk Live Real again. I told you to get your tape recorders. I told you to get your iPad. It's going to be a crazy conversation. We still got more to go. Listen, who we got on the screen?
Stop using the Bible to condemn something the Bible never talked about.
Right.
All right.
So-
Stop using the Bible to condemn something the Bible never talked about.
You know something that you mentioned earlier, you were talking about like our grandparents and your grandma and so
Right.
forth, right? And the same for mine. And you say, how do you convince them that all that they know and that they've taught from the Bible and so forth? You don't convince them otherwise. However, you show them instances of the inconsistency sometimes when they try to love you differently than the others. When you say, I was raised that in the church and the religious, circles and so forth, you love the sinner and not the sin, right?
Right.
And so if I'm trying to get someone in my family in my church or wherever, right, to love just me for me and just see me for who I am, I would tell them, you love me no different than you love my uncle that was beating on his wife. Or that you love, that 14-year-old that got pregnant and, y'all took her in, you didn't cast her out and throw her away. Some people did.
Yeah, they did.
You get what I'm saying? But when folks go out and do something that you disagreed with, you still found a way to love them. Right? You hid it from other folk. A lot of things happen in some of these, our families, right, that nobody wanted to talk about. They try to hush it up and, but when it's the gay person or the lesbian and so forth, they want to highlight it and talk about it. You don't love them differently.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Just because you disagree with what they do and how they live and so forth. And so people sometimes will use the Bible to cover up what they doing and what they got going on in their life to, highlight yours.
What we got? Corey got a question.
The common stereotype of why not just be, get a man versus a woman that
Okay.
looks like a man. So, I get that sometimes because my wife doesn't look like a man.
I know I don't look like a man. Do I look like a man?
You don't look like a man.
I'm like a man? Oh, that's the first. That's the first, Corey. Clock that, Corey Green.
All love, Corey.
All love, baby.
Yeah, it's just...
Photographer of the year.
So let me ask this question now, Tyrus. Let me come back to you. Why over the years has the language changed? When I say the language, the words. So as you said earlier, it was a film. I never heard it before.
Yes.
Now we got a fluid. Now we got a pansexual. Now we got all these different words. Why has the word changed over the years? Because again, I just knew you're gay, you're straight, you're gay, you're straight. Now we've got all these different.
I think that's because sexuality evolves. You evolve. We evolve as human, beings in general, right?
Okay.
For instance, I didn't start out being bisexual. I was just gay.
Right.
Okay.
That became a thing for me, and I embraced that. Hey, my appetite has changed.
Wow. Yeah, I like that.
Barbershop talk live. We live, baby.
But in all honesty, I think as we evolve as a society, people become more aware of the different, I don't know, appetites, but interests and things of that nature, right? And so there had to be a dictionary, version, or I don't know what I'm really trying to find. But, there had to be a definition, right? For what these things and these thoughts and these type of relationships and so forth is. Just like, with sexuality evolving, I think that people become more understanding and open once they go and research and find out, hey, there's actually a name and a label for that. Because a lot of the things that I've done, I didn't know they had a label. I just was doing it because, I just wanted to do it. You know what I mean? So I think that once people become more aware, as we all continue to evolve, things come out. Now, film ain't nowhere near new. So you just ain't know.
I just ain't know.
You was at the other
It's just abbreviation for feminine.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
Feminine.
Feminine.
But then again, there's some terms and some words that are used that are disrespectful to the community.
Yeah,
Like back in the day, a bulldog.
Got to be more careful. Barbershop talk live. I try not to say it. I try not to say it.
Oh, you wanted to say it?
But
who would be the bulldog up here? Because it ain't me.
Right.
Who would be that?
But that's that thing.
Who would be like
I
the
didn't want to
bulldog?
say
Lesbian women.
Oh, me?
Or you.
Oh, me?
You would be a bulldog.
I would be the bulldog.
I could be a bulldog.
Yeah, you would.
You could be. See, Barbershop talk live. I tell you, I didn't want to say it, but they got it out of me. So
Well, let's talk
again, the
about it.
language changed.
Yeah.
So listen, now you didn't get a chance to see Tyrus.
It's still, here's the thing.
Danielle,
The
you didn't get a chance to
older
see
women
it
are like that.
You didn't get a chance to see Rosamund Milton. You didn't get a chance to see Rosamund Milton. Do you know who Rosamund Milton is?
Your grandma or your
That's
mama?
my grandma.
Okay.
So you was in my days when my grandma was living.
You from the country.
I'm from. Do you know where I'm from?
You from wait a minute. You
Come on.
just said it last
Come
week.
on. Come
You're
on.
from something borough? You from a borough or a field?
We about to go to another commercial break. I'm from a big hold on.
Little bit of time.
Big little town called Waycross.
Waycross, okay.
Oh.
And if my grandma was sitting here on this panel, she'd say the bull dagger word.
But you know what? That's fine because that's still there. Because there are still women that goes around, they don't want to shave, they don't want to smell good, they don't want to look good.
Right.
I'm not that. And it's we call ourselves studs or masculine presenting women because it's just the clothing. When you take these clothes off, we a whole woman.
Oh,
now, then you I'm trying to teach the people. I'm trying to tell the people. So when you're talking about butches and bulldaggers, yes, because you take their clothes off, they hairy, they're stinky, whatever they want to, if they don't want to carry themselves and they they're like, why are you shaving? Why are you smelling good? You're supposed to be musky. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's what they have.
I think the difference too is that your grandma and them didn't know what other words were they gonna call them.
I mean,
They weren't saying homosexuality.
Right.
They wasn't
It was
saying lesbianism.
it was the information they had at that
At
time.
that time.
And so a bull dagger back in the day, for me today, if someone says bull dagger, then I'm offended
Yeah.
because that's not okay. Like some people, dyke, this and that. I don't like that term
Sissy.
either.
Right.
Yeah, sissy, faggot, those are disrespectful.
Nah, I can
You know, you
fight
can
those.
say,
I ain't never been
Whoop a
out of
bitch
it's
here.
lesbian, gay,
Okay.
bisexual. I'm a lesbian female. I'm not a dyke. You know, but a lot of people say dyke. That's
Yeah,
like, you know,
yeah.
calling a woman out her name. And then when you say faggot or sissy, that's disrespectful to him because that's not, you know, so it's just those terms. And bull dagger back in the day, like you say, bull dagger today is, you know, disrespectful for me.
That's
And
just
I
like
think that's. I'm sorry.
that's just like calling a man anybody a nigger.
Yeah.
A nigga.
I was just about. That's where I was going.
Like-
in your grandma day, you know, they answered to boy and gal.
Right.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
common.
Yeah.
Nowadays, if you go to Circle K and you know, an older white gentleman that you know with the Confederate flag on his
That's
call
not
you
okay.
boy, what you
That's
doing?
right.
It's
That's
finna go
right.
down.
It's going down,
Yeah.
and it's the same way.
Right.
So
Right.
while in your grandmother's day and time, that was common. They answered to it. It was yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? To that.
Right,
So it's no
right.
different. So yes, we evolve as well, but also we ain't our ancestors.
We definitely ain't.
But we're also
White's
living
lonely,
out
my ass.
loud, you know?
So Miss, what I say, Kayla Cake says education has evolved.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It has
When you-
definitely evolved.
Because John, also for you, like you were afraid to say bull dagger.
I was holding it.
In my
ain't nobody a
opinion,
bull dagger
yeah,
over
but at the same time, in my opinion, like it's okay to use a word in reference to a conversation and so forth.
Right.
But if you know it offends someone, then you don't. When you know
That's
better,
right.
you do better.
That's right.
So if I say
That's
to you,
right.
John, hey, when you say this, it offends me.
Right.
Out of respect, you are going to, at least hope, say,
Right.
okay, well, I won't use
I
that.
won't say
That's
it.
true.
You get what I'm saying?
That's
So
true.
it's about once you understand and learn that offends people, and if you continue to use it, you're intending to be malicious.
Okay.
That's just who you are. Now you're just a horrible person. You
Right.
get what I'm saying? But
Right.
I will give someone that they just didn't understand.
Right.
But after I correct you and say, hey, that hurts me.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Now I expect you not to use that anymore.
Right.
Right.
Unless we got to go to the field.
I don't want to go to the field.
But that's what.
Hold on, we got Miss May say this is a great conversation. The more we know, we should grow. Sadly, sometimes family members are less accepting than strangers. For
That's
those
true.
of you with young children,
Yes.
how do you prepare them for the negativity, any negativity they might face because of their lifestyle? It would be great.
Oh, I
It would
love
be
that
great.
question,
Yeah, that's
especially
good.
with my girl.
Yeah.
Okay,
you got
who want
daughters.
to tackle that question?
So I'm a new parent.
Okay.
You know, I thank you. I hadn't even been a parent now for 2 years,
Okay.
and to be quite honest, I'm frightened to know that I'm bringing and raising little girls and
Okay.
who will become young women in a world that will call their fathers all kinds of names,
Yes.
Okay.
or that could find a way to make my daughters feel less than
Yes.
and
Okay.
devalued because their father is a gay man that raised them. I have
Right.
full custody of my girls. They live with me. I mean, we have a great relationship with their mother as well. But for me, when they go to school and so forth, I mean, that's just a couple of years away.
Right.
I don't know what that looks like for them. And so, all that I can do is give my girls so much love and surround them with so many extended family members in a village that gives them, so much love that builds them up so high that
yes.
the world don't get a chance to tear them
Exactly.
down.
That's
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
That's
But
right.
I think it's going to be my duty to make sure that they're strong,
Yes.
independent young ladies and women, so that they can handle themselves and that they can counter anything that the world may say to them because of who their father is.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Danielle, let me ask this question. Now, you say you had 5 grandkids.
Yes.
How is the conversation going with the 5 grandkids to the point where when they get older, they have to deal with the mental part of it? When I say the mental part of it, going to school, going to church, and they say, well, your mama, your grandmama, she's like this. So now they got to grow up in a world where they don't know what to deal with because again, some coming this way, some coming that way. But what is your job? What is your charge to make sure they don't get up into these obstacles? They can handle those challenges. You follow my
Right,
question?
I got you most
Okay.
definitely. So we show our grandchildren a lot of love.
Okay.
We teach them, people are going to talk, people are going to be judgmental. Now, like with my granddaughter, because children don't understand everything all the time. Like I have a granddaughter, she's 7. When she was about 5, she asked, "Is Gigi a girl or a boy?" Gigi is my wife.
Okay.
So because Gigi is masculine presenting, the children are kind of, I say, no, Gigi is a girl.
Okay.
So we're not saying, hey, Gigi a boy, or confusing them.
Yeah.
Gigi's a girl, you know, and that's it. And it's like, okay, so, you know, we try to set our grandchildren up and our children even for success because, you know, again, I have 3 adult children. When they were younger, you know, I was still in lesbian relationships.
Okay.
And so for me, it was never, like, they never felt uncomfortable. People say, hey, Danielle, how do your kids feel?
Right.
My kids are shown love.
Okay.
My children, you know, they're shown love. It just happens to be from 2 women.
2 women.
You know, we don't say, hey, call her daddy or none of that. No, she, you know, that's Gigi.
Okay.
So yeah, we just show a lot of love. And the thing
love
is,
that.
society is so cruel anyway.
Right.
You know, and it's just hard with 2 straight parents and your kids going to school being bullied.
Right.
So it's no different. They're not off limits. It just gives them another tool or something to pick at.
Okay.
You know, so yeah, we just
Okay.
try to.
Shantae wrote.
Shantae Bradley, what Shantae said, Shantae, I think that we focus on the heart of the people, then their sexuality should matter.
Yes,
Okay.
that's good.
It's true. People for people.
That's
Okay.
right. Absolutely.
Okay.
The character.
Yeah.
So
Character.
Brittany, let me come at you with this question, because this gonna be tricky now.
You been hitting me all day.
Be
Like,
tricky.
oh,
Get you, boy,
You
get
ready
ready.
for me.
So now, for the people that Barbershop Talk Library don't really know what a stud is, and you can still categorize as a stud.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into the stud conversation. So, for the people at Barbershop Talk Library that don't know what a stud is, what is your role? When I say your role in this relationship, because you're the man, you're the hard one, you're the more dominant one. So that means you rough in the sex area, or you rough in taking care of the bills. You rough in what dominant role are you playing? Because now again,
ooh, you be ready for me.
Brittany, I don't want to know.
People want to know.
People want to know. The people want to know. So,
I feel like you want to know too at this point.
because you got.
It's you.
Well, again, the people want to know because when you talking about the dominance that you telling us about, can I go in the bedroom?
Yeah, go ahead. I didn't know. I thought y'all was some church folk. You trying to take that out today?
I got to go in the bedroom because there was a time that I had a customer come in here one time, and she was a stud. And look, you know what she had on?
What you had on?
She had on a strap on.
Oh, I hate
had it on.
Had it on. Got to be more careful.
Right.
Barbershop Talk
Here's the
Live.
thing.
Yeah.
Now I don't do that. No,
Okay, I'm just
I don't. No,
I'm
they
just-
shouldn't do that. And for my young studs out there, stop doing that, please.
Yeah, that's-
Please stop
yeah,
doing that.
that's-
Stop
yeah.
doing that. One of my main reasons of why I'm getting on different podcasts and I'm getting in front of the camera and I'm speaking and I'm talking to people nowadays is because of the young studs.
Okay.
They're lost as far as direction, as far as being okay, you ain't grow one. You don't want one. You know what I'm saying? And in this day and time, you can go get one if you want one for real.
Right.
So don't do that. I don't like that. I mean, not saying that, you know, if that's what you like, do it. But I'm saying, like, you don't have to do that.
Okay.
You don't have to do that.
Public is what you speak.
Yeah, like wearing it in public, like you don't have to walk around and,
You
and
got
don't
to have
park
it.
around in the line.
Yes, because in the house, I need you to strap.
You gotta wear it in public, like.
Put it in there.
I understand that.
But
I
listen,
understand
now that same note, if somebody that's watching, they say if the woman wants somebody that's a stud and she puts all that stuff on, why don't you just get a real man?
Here's the thing.
Just get the real man instead of giving the fake stuff.
No.
Here's the thing. Oh,
I don't
And
love
it's
I
not-
love that question. Hold on, wait.
Okay.
Hold on. All right.
the people.
So, okay. People gonna know. Okay. All right. So first, because you hit me a lot of questions at one time.
I got you.
So you gotta give me one at a time.
Okay.
So first, you know what I'm saying? Like you can be in the bedroom, right? In the bedroom as a lesbian couple,
Right.
anything goes. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Anything goes. Like we don't whatever toys we want, whatever we want to do with each other, anything goes. We're both women at this point, right?
Okay.
So you're saying, why not just get the real thing? The real thing might be infected.
Now, what do people want to know?
The real thing may not stay hard enough for her to get to where she's trying to go.
Okay.
I know straight men that use strap-on. So it's not about why not get the real thing. Why not focus on pleasing your woman
Hello, lights.
and leave it at
Oh,
that?
yes, that's
Okay.
the thing. That's
Okay.
a real thing.
Danielle, expound on, you talked about like the difference for you because you've been with, a man, you've been with a woman, right? It was the energy, the connection.
It was the connection, the emotional connection. And for me, a lesbian grown woman that has been with men and both women, the best sex that I've ever had in my life came from a woman. It wasn't a man. It wasn't about just the physical part of great sex, because I've had great sex. But it's the connection, you paying attention to me, not just being, if I'm exhausted, it's not just about bouncing up and down. Like the women that I've been with, my wife connects with me on a different level. And I can communicate. If I'm tired, we both work, I get home, my wife has ran water in the tub for me. I've never had a man do that, not saying, and maybe I just didn't have the right man. I don't know. Because I know there's some men that may do that, but my wife connects with me. If I'm tired, baby, I want you to get some rest. You know what I'm saying? So, after a long day, baby, get you some rest. So on an intimate level, it's about me connecting on a deeper level. And again, the best sex for me has come from a woman. My wife. But it
just in case anybody wife.
It's you, baby. It's you, baby.
Running the night, boo.
So for me that has been that, and then some people say real or not, and then piggyback on you, Brittany, when you were talking about the younger studs and stuff. So back in the day, like my wife, way before me, like you get some women that are lesbian, that are masculine, that are like touch me nots. They don't want you to touch their breasts. They don't want you to touch anything because they're not in tune with the femininity, the feminine side. So, and again, the information they had way back in the day. Oh no, don't let no woman touch you here. Don't let her do this and do that. It was the information that they had.
And sometimes even the traumas that people have.
The trauma.
I talked about earlier that, for me, it wasn't, my lifestyle wasn't a reaction. Nothing happened to me. I wasn't molested. None of those things that, the elders, would often say, right? However, some people have real life traumas.
Absolutely.
And so nothing that we say here today is to negate the fact that traumas exist.
That's right.
And that people have been through things. And there are people, a part of our community, that we need to embrace because they come from some areas of hurt and pain and tragedy, right? And so for them, there may be a different reason. So we have a different perspective, but let's not forget that there are individuals that are still very much so suffering from some of their childhood traumas, some of their young adult traumas, hell, some adult traumas. You know what I'm saying?
So now, want to feel safe.
Absolutely.
I hate to put you on the spot again, Tyrus, but again, the people want to know.
I
have no desire to know. The people want to know when you got the two kids, the two little girls, the two lovable two young girls you have, but you got them from a girl that's not gay.
Correct.
Or she's not gay.
She's not gay.
She's not gay.
Straight female.
She is a heterosexual woman.
So now there's the mental part of this whole thing. When I asked earlier about the mental part of it, so now you got a woman that's not gay. You had a baby by this particular girl, same girl, right? So you got the baby.
I ain't one of them,
Right.
So you got the two kids by the same woman that's not gay.
Correct.
So what was the conversation to tell her? Say, listen, can we get together so I can have these two babies by you?
It was literally that. It was having a conversation with friends. Actually at work. Talking about me wanting to be a father, to have children. My mom died at this point 11 years ago. My grandmother died 12 years ago. My life around or in my family has shrunk. My family rather has shrunk in size, and I'm the youngest of the family. And so thinking of legacy, succession, who do I leave all of that I've amassed and so forth to, and what can I really sow into the next generation was ultimately to have children, right? To sow a seed into the next generation. Literally. But so having that conversation, saying how I want to be a dad, and she and I started having this conversation. She was like, I think you would be an awesome dad. I see all the things you've done in the community. I see all the respect and love that you have from all types of people throughout the community and so forth. I see what you pour into other people's children and so forth, right? I think that would be great, and I think that I would love the opportunity to gift that to you. So I had to say, well, I want to make them, right? Like I want to get in it. But honestly, just having that open, honest conversation up front, talked about exactly what I wanted that to look like. For as me raising and having my children. and so forth, and she was aligned. You know, made sure that she understood that I did want to have a relationship with her, for as you know, the children having a relationship with their mother. Like I'm not trying to be a mama and a daddy. That would never. That ain't how I was raised. However, I want my girls to know their mom and their siblings because she has other children. And so she was open and accepting of all of those things and conditions. And here we are.
So now there's
babies later.
So there's no physical relationship with you and the baby mama.
Physical relationship is like we never dated and we've never romantically like been involved. However, we made the baby. Well, I ain't say all of that, but we made the children the nice traditional way. And every now and then, I sow my royal oats.
Barbershop Talk Live again. We got another question. We got a
question. What are y'all's opinions on the debate between homosexual being a choice or born that way?
Oh,
okay, Danielle, you want to talk to that?
So for me, I feel like I was born this way, but I didn't necessarily, I don't feel like I chose to be gay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like, okay, yes, I want to be with, no, it was naturally something that I felt like this is my connection. So, yeah, yeah. Okay.
So again, let's go back to the as you said earlier, Tyrus, you was in the corporate world. Mm-hmm. Now I'm actually trying to test the waters into the insurance world. Mm-hmm.
I seen it.
You saw that. Mm-hmm. So are y'all being treated the same in certain worlds when I say the insurance? Because again, somebody say, well, you're not the normal person, you're in this community or in that community, so we can't insure you. We can't get this for you. So are you all face those type of obstacles?
No, but I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I personally have not. However, for instance, only because this is where we're going. Right. People assume that because you are a homosexual, that you are at a greater risk for certain STDs and
that's what
diseases and so forth. AIDS, yeah. And so, for instance, if you get sick, folk in the street, like, oh, you done had a cold for 3 weeks. You might be on the list. No disrespect to whoever's suffering and so forth, but I think that the stigma around homosexuality and lesbianism and just the LGBT community, Q community as a whole, like people assume that. Mm-hmm. But in my getting insurance and so forth, I'm fully insured. My children are and so forth. I've never been, I don't think, mishandled. However, I go through the same questionnaire that anybody else do.
Okay. Now, Tyrus, I'm about to end this thing with you because you got the people, the hearts and lights coming up on you every time you say something. So I saw something earlier. They want to know: are you having safe sex?
Yes.
Protected sex.
Yeah.
Condoms.
Yeah.
You're doing it.
So the most important thing for me is to be completely transparent and honest with whoever I have sex with, because I don't lie.
Okay.
And so just like my children's mother, of course we had unprotected sex to make children.
Right.
We made sure that we both were safe and clean. We went and got tested, made sure that we were very upfront with each other for as our status is concerned. We did that collectively and individually, prior to and during like her pregnancy and everything else, because my daddy always taught me you had to feed the baby. So we had to continue to get tasted, tested.
Tasted. Where you going? Where am I going down?
Continue to get tested and so forth. But with whether men or women, like safe sex is important to me because I ain't trying to. I want to be here for a long time for my girls, and it's dangerous in these streets.
I can imagine.
I have been with people though that I've wanted to use protection. They was like, "Oh no, we good." Women, especially. The men are more so, I think they beat me to grab a condom, and I think that's because they be slipping and sliding. They got women and
getting caught up.
Yeah, mostly DL men is kind of who I mostly entertain with. However, the women folk, which kind of I don't know, it makes me feel some kind of way because the stigma out there is always if it's two lesbians, it's more acceptable for most straight men, right? And in society and so forth, like if it's two lesbians, oh yeah, that's a lick, yeah, run it.
Right.
When they think of the men, they think, oh, they nasty, you're gonna catch AIDS, you're gonna catch this and you're gonna catch that. However, that's not been my experiences.
Okay.
But I play it safe.
So Danielle, let me ask this question. I know we almost pressed for time, but how has your wife made your life better over the years?
Minister to him.
Listen.
Get him.
So, my wife has made my life better. I feel like this is the healthiest relationship that I've ever had. Mm-hmm. Being with my wife, I got to know me a lot better.
Okay.
My wife helps me to look at the part that I play.
Okay.
So she's been really good. She pours a lot into the relationship.
Okay.
So I'm grateful to have her.
All right, well, Brittany, I got to pose that question to you also. How has your relationship made you better?
As I experienced the beautiful women that I have experienced in my life, I look back at them sometime and I see where I was.
Okay.
I see the growth in me. And, you know, whenever I'm attracted to someone, that's because they mirror me.
Okay.
So when I'm looking at them and they're looking at me, I notice things that I need to fix.
Okay.
So it's been amazing experience, especially like the spiritual and everything connecting with me. Like looking back now, over time, I'm so thankful for it because it made me who I am.
Okay. Okay. Barbershop Talk Live again. This is a great conversation. We need to have more of these type of conversations.
Absolutely.
We need to bring them to the floor because I really don't care. But the people want to know. The people want to know.
Yes.
Now listen, before we get out of here, I want to make sure we're going to run down the line. So Brittany, we're going to start with you. Your business, what's the name of your business?
Phenomenal Roofing and Construction.
And how can they get in contact with you? How can they follow you?
You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Phenomenal Roofing and Construction. I like to keep things hands in hands. Like I keep it on my Facebook as well, Britney Clarke, because I'm an open book. So you know how sometimes you want to put a business page. I like to put everything on my personal page. It is what it is. Britney Clarke, Phenomenal Roofing.
All right. Now,
Phenomenal me.
Phenomenal me. Phenomenal woman.
Tyrus, how can they follow you?
I am Tyrus Tillman of the Tyrus Tillman Show. You can find me on all social media platforms under I am Tyrus. Just that. Google me. But so I have Tyrus Tillman Productions. Of course, if you need a singer for a funeral, wedding, bar mitzvah, divorce hearing, whatever it is, get me. Hosting any events, birthday parties, corporate events, whatever it is, stand-up comedy shows, all that good stuff. Hit me up.
Okay. Now, Ms. Danielle, how can we follow you?
So I'm Danielle Peterson Gaskins, and I'm the owner of Crazy Cakes Catering by Danielle.
Whoop, whoop.
You can find me on
Period.
any social media platform. Crazy Cakes Catering by Danielle.com. Hit me up.
All right. Barbershop Talk Live again. That's the conversation for tonight, but I believe we're going to do a part 2. I believe we got a part 2 in the works. We got a part 2 to make it. So Barbershop Talk Live world, thank you for tuning in to this special edition of Barbershop Talk Live, talking to the LBGTQ community.
Hey, Shantae. She said, why didn't I say her name? Sorry. Hey, Shantae Bradley.
Yeah, the roof is
Arletta, we love you too,
Look at that. Let's go. I am Tyrus. There you go. Look at all the folks tuning in to Barbershop Talk Live. Listen.
Right.
Now, listen. Before we get out of here, I always got to do something.
Uh-oh.
Now, I do what we call a challenge.
Okay.
Now, listen. This is my challenge flag all the way from Atlanta, Georgia, I-20,
Okay.
Mercedes-Benz football stadium.
Okay.
This is the
Don't
challenge
the Falcons
flag.
play that?
That's where the Falcons play. So this. Now, Danielle, I'm gonna let you hold this challenge flag.
Okay.
Now, what we do with the challenge flag, the person that hold this flag drops the flag. Now, when they drop that flag, that commences that we're going to give you a series of challenges. Now, you have to do everything you can to meet and exceed those challenges. Now, before I get you to drop that flag, you all think y'all can meet and exceed these challenges that I'm about to give you?
As long as it ain't soap, I'm fine.
So, whenever you drop the flag, the challenges will start.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, drop the flag.
All right.
Barbershop Talk Live World, she has dropped the flag, so we're going to commence with a series of challenges. So, Danielle, we're going to start with you. Your challenge is continue to let the people know that you're just human.
Amen.
Continue to let people know we all the same. Continue to let people know I'm no different from nobody else. Wow. Trust me, I trust you. We're going to all make this thing work.
Absolutely.
Is that a simple challenge?
That's great.
Barbershop Talk World, I think she can do it. Now, Tyrus, I got to come to you. Can I give you a simple challenge?
Come on with the
Listen, your challenge is keep wearing your condoms.
Oh. I don't want no more babies. I learned. You got to get up.
Hey!
I just want to make sure everything works.
Keep wearing.
Now I know.
That's simple. That's simple right there. That's simple.
Wait, go to Britney first. Go to
Britney, here's your challenge. You ready for this challenge? Your challenge is, there you go. Let the people see what's in the bag.
Just in case.
We are live.
I think they are at their mom's right now, so.
You never know what can happen on Barbershop Talk Live. You never know what can happen. So, Brittany, I got to give you a challenge. You ready for your challenge?
Yes.
Your challenge is continue to be the stud that you are.
All right.
Continue to let people know who you are. Let them know that people know that you can be safe in your skin. You can be secure in your skin. No matter what the ethnic group is, the surroundings are. You just who you are.
That's right.
Is that a simple challenge?
Yes.
You can handle that challenge?
Oh,
You don't
absolutely.
like to make it too complicated.
No.
Okay. Barbershop Talk Live World, they have been challenged. They just informed me they can meet in the seasonal challenge, so now I got to give a challenge to you. Barbershop Talk Live, we always got to give you something. So what we're going to do today, we're going to give away a free blood pressure monitor. A free blood pressure monitor courtesy of Piedmont Hospital and American Association. Again, all you got to do is get some simple questions correctly. You get this free blood pressure monitor to you. Also, we're going to give you a get-in free card, the Scene on Broad Street. Also, top shelf drink, 2 top shelf drink, courtesy of my good friend Michael Warren right there, the Scene on Broad. So listen, I'm going to give you 3 simple questions. You get these questions correctly, blood pressure monitor belongs to you. Also, a Scene on Broad, 2 drinks, top shelf drinks free. That's my good friend Michael Warren at the Scene on Broad. Listen, the first question is always a simple question. The first question is always simple. First question, you can't get it wrong. First question applies to Britney. First question, don't you answer this question. This is for the people. Don't you answer this. This is for the people. The first question is in. Listen, we want to know, what city is she from? Can we get more simple than that?
What city I'm from?
Yeah.
Just tell it, put on the screen. If you want to put the question on the screen, listen. Here comes the second question. The second question is going to come to Danielle. Second question, Danielle, what is her wife's nickname? Barbershop Talk Live, did you pay attention to the conversation? Because you said it. You said it, didn't you? You said it. Listen, Barbershop Talk Live, the first question is what city is Britney originally from? Second question is what is Danielle's wife's nickname? You said it.
Yep.
I think you said it.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
All right. Listen, Barbershop Talk Live, we're going to end this thing with the third question coming from Tyrus Tillman. If you pay attention to this conversation, these questions are so simple, you cannot get them wrong. Listen, the second question is simple. Now here comes the third question. The third question belongs to Tyrus. All we want to know, Tyrus, is what is the name of your daughters? Did he say it?
Okay.
I think he said it.
Yeah.
I think he said it. Barbershop Talk Live World, again, we're giving you a free blood pressure monitor courtesy of Piedmont Hospital and American Heart Association. And also, I got a Scene on Broad, 2 top shelf drinks. Barbershop Talk Live World again. Keep watching Barbershop Talk Live. You never know what can happen. We are here each and every Wednesday. Don't forget about the color purple coming up on October the 3rd, October the 4th, and October the 5th at the Imperial Theater right here in Augusta, Georgia. So please, man, please, sir, go to the website, get your tickets, go to the location, get your tickets. Let's support it. People always say there's nothing to do in Augusta, but I beg to differ. There's a lot of things to do. First thing you do is follow Danielle.
That's right.
Next thing you do is follow Britney. And you got to be able to follow Tyrus Tillman. Barbershop Talk Live, we always live. You never know what can happen. So to all the people that's been watching, to all the people that's been tuning in, Tanya, Curry Green.
Change the battery.
Change the smoke detector.
To all those folks that's watching, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for coming in with your questions. Listen, any parting words, Danielle? Anything you want to tell the people before we get out of here?
Just be encouraged. You know, just get to know people for who they are. You know, for the character of who they are, not their sexuality or who their preferences are. You know, sexually.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Tyrus, anything you want to
Love
tell
on
the
your people. Never miss an opportunity to love on your people. We're living in a day and age where so much is going on. Folks are dying left and right, you know, dealing with a lot of different life issues.
Yes.
So just never miss an opportunity to love on your people because time isn't on our side.
Yeah, we know. Barbershop Talk Live. Brittany, you want to close us out? Anything you want to tell the people before we get out of here?
I just want to say, if you're the type of person that want to judge a book by its cover before you get to meet someone, or you want to look at their house and point out everything that's wrong with it, don't come around me. All we got is love for you. If you got love for us, we welcome you with open arms.
Okay. Now listen, this something just came to me. This just came to me. I know we got to get out of here. They talking to me yesterday. We got to get out of here. But it just came to me, and I heard something earlier, Tyrus, that you said you do a lot of things. You wear a lot of hats.
I do.
Yes.
A lot of hats. You get into you host parties. You're a comedian. You sing at the church. You do all that kind of stuff. You got a lot going on.
I do.
So what we're gonna do? We're gonna let you close the show out. We're giving us one of those renditions of "Let the Church Say Amen."
Let the church say amen.
All right.
Let the church say amen.
There you go.
God has spoken. So let the church say amen.
Come on.
All right.
Damn.
You never know. You never. I didn't want to do. The people wanted you to do that.
The people. Thank you.
That's the people. That's for the people. Barbershop Talk Live. I enjoyed the conversation. Listen, if you didn't enjoy the conversation we had today, we did.
I definitely did.
I absolutely did. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for being respectful. Thank you for being open-minded and giving us a platform to just share our truth.
Yeah.
Okay.
We appreciate
Okay.
that.
I appreciate y'all for coming.
Yeah.
Again, people
It's
say
the
don't
people.
do it.
It's the people.
The people say we got.
We appreciate you doing
Yeah.
it in spite of.
Yeah, we
in
made it
spite
work.
of.
That's right.
Because there was a lot of oppositions that said,
I'm
don't do
tell
it.
you.
Yes.
Don't do it because you're going to kill your business, you're going to kill your podcast, don't do it. I said, no, we're going to be fine.
Just
And,
shows
and
how
it's
down-
actually blowing up your podcast.
Y'all did great. Again, Barbershop Talk Live World. Again, please, man, please, sir, keep watching Barbershop Talk Live. If you want to be a guest on Barbershop Talk Live and sit in these hot seats, just inbox me. You want to be a sponsor of Barbershop Talk Live, you can also inbox me. We got a sponsorship package for you. We'll promote your business, your product, or your service. Again, Barbershop Talk Live each and every Wednesday. Go to our Facebook page, like and subscribe to our Facebook page, and also to our YouTube page. Again, Danielle, Gaskin, Tyrus, Tillman, and Ms. Britney Clarke. Those are our guests tonight. We're talking about our LGBTQ community.
Right. Absolutely.
Listen,
Thank you.
now we got to get out of here. Ready? You don't song us out of here, Tap. Come on up. Come on up. Y'all come right here. Just
What, you got a collection plate?
Just lean
Oh,
right
Touch and
there.
agree?
Just lean. You ready to see that camera right there? See you later.
Now, we're live. Yes, live from James Place. And we're talking,
Barbershop talk.
yes, barbershop talk, where nothing is off limits and everything's on the table.
Everything's on the table.
Barbershop talk.